Hi, I'm Katie Fulton. My husband Peter and I shared our family's financial assistance story last year, and it's an honor to introduce you to this year's family. Our family is doing well and greatly enjoying our times at the Y. Peter and I have access to exercise equipment and classes. The kids are enjoying art classes, homeschool gym and swim, soccer, gymnastics, swim lessons, even mermaid swim lessons. That's pretty cool. The teachers at the Y have been incredibly accommodating and welcoming to our daughter Tess, who has special needs. We are so very blessed to be part of the community at the Kettle Moraine YMCA. When I think about going to the Y, I think of the show Cheers. You know, it's a place you want to go because everybody knows your name. When times are tough, it's so refreshing to be with people who know your name, welcome you, and treat you like you belong. And I encourage you tonight to recognize the power of the ripple effect of tonight's joy and generosity to the community for a long time to come. I'd like to now welcome Rue and Erica Bublitz to come and share their remarkable story.
I was born with a congenital heart defect, transposition of the great arteries. My whole life I grew up thinking I was a hard kid, struggling to keep up with my friends, struggling to breathe. I was in and out of hospitals with many procedures, a lot of doctor's appointments, the strict medicine regimen. I've known Erica since middle school. We became best friends, and I asked her to be my girlfriend when I was 15. 4 years later, I asked her to marry me. On June 29, 2002, we got married. When it was time to buy a house, we moved to West Bend, and we were excited to be living so close to the YMCA. We became members and would spend many evenings working out there together. We were happy, in love, started careers, and had a pretty normal life. Eventually, we started a family. Emily Joy was born in February of 2011. Kazai Marie was born almost 2 years later. Emily started classes at the Y, and we loved watching her to swim and dance. The Y was our family time. It was a place where our kids had their first friends. It was a sense of calm in the day-to-day hustle. Although we had loved the Y, we never knew how much it would mean to us. About a month after our second daughter was born, I was hospitalized with severe heart failure. Emily was 2, and Kazai was a baby. It was then when we were told the devastating news that there was nothing more that they can do to keep me alive, and that I was in need of a heart transplant. I never forgot this news that we were told. I was only 33. Erica was holding our newborn and looked into Emily's eyes as she smiled at me, completely oblivious to the fact that her and her sister may not grow up to have a dad again. I started an extensive evaluation process for transplant. During an MRI, we found out more devastating news. The veins from my left lung were occluded to my heart. The doctors assumed that this was there since birth. And because of this, over time, my right lung became diseased. I went from needing a heart transplant to a heart and double lung transplant in a matter of days. Heart and double lung transplants are extremely rare and very risky, but we felt that we had no choice. The medical team gave me less than a year to live if I did not receive these new organs. We were terrified of this thought and all the what-ifs. The hospital in the area told the risks were too great and they would not attempt the surgery. We were rejected by many hospitals due to the risk and the survival rate being so low. We were so thankful that when UPMC in Pittsburgh agreed to take the chance to save my life. This, however, meant moving ourselves and our 2 little children to Pittsburgh and leaving literally everything behind. We had no idea how long we would be there, where we would live, how we would support a family on no income, or the many trials that were coming our way. We also had no guarantee that we would even survive this risky procedure. A month later, we left everything except clothes and supplies for our kids and moved to Pittsburgh. My health steadily declined and I was hospitalized. May 17, 2014, I received the life-saving gift of organ donation. I was in the hospital for 4 months. I had a very rough recovery. 2 days after transplant, I had a surgical bleed out, causing me to go blind in my left eye. I needed invasive surgery to correct the problem, but with only a 10% chance of survival. Only by the grace of God, I survived. About a week later, nurses wanted to move me from the bed to the chair to show Erica I was improving. When they stood me up, I went into cardiac arrest. They grabbed Erica and carried her out of the ICU as everyone rushed to my bed. That is when they found out I had a tear in my trachea. Once again, I survived, but for the next 3 months, I had multiple infections, my body was rejecting my organs, my kidneys failed, and I was put on continuous dialysis. My brain lacked so much oxygen that I was also hallucinating. I was intubated for so long that they had to put an oxygen tube directly into my neck. I spent over 3 months fighting for my life in that hospital. I had to learn how to walk, swallow, talk, and breathe all over again. Erica attempted to care for me the best she could. As she was going through the worst of her time of her life, worrying about losing me, trying to balance care for her children, and being at the hospital for me, she had no time to think about herself or care for herself. She watched in the ICU as countless people died in beds next to me. We were surrounded by death daily. We watched as families came and went with their loved ones. We watched as widows grieved over the loss of their spouses. We watched as children hugged their daddies and mommies goodbye for the last time. Erica was continuously living in this fear, afraid that the next green widow and my children would be the ones hugging their daddy goodbye. Against all odds, I survived and I left that hospital and we moved back to Wisconsin as a family of 4. We were so happy to be going home, but all the struggles medically, we lived life with uncertainty and everything that could change for us in a blink of an eye. We had to fly back to Pittsburgh once a month because my body was rejecting my new organs. However, each time we went back to Pittsburgh, we took that opportunity to offer hope and encouragement to others. We would visit medical staff and encourage them to keep providing excellent care. We would sit with patients waiting for transplant and offer hope to their families. We would collect food and supplies and made blessing bags and brought them with us and had them out to the homeless all around Pittsburgh. It would give us the opportunity also to sit with them and have them tell us their stories and offer them some hope and encouragement. It was our way of giving back when we had nothing else to give.
Even though we were back home, nothing really felt normal. Rue was still recovering. The girls had attachment issues and cried when people would leave because they never knew when or if they were coming back. I was struggling with PTSD from witnessing so much death in the hospital. It seemed strange that life just kept going for everyone back home, yet I was changed forever. We craved normalcy and felt like one of the few places we could go to feel at home and get our minds off of our situation was the YMCA. We knew that with all of the medical costs, the medications, trips to Pittsburgh, and living with no income coming in for over a year, we could not afford to pay the membership rate. The Y helped us tremendously with a scholarship. We walked into the Y for the first time since moving back and we instantly felt a sense of relief. This was our place of calm, our place to have fun, to connect, to feel normal. Emily eventually grew to know and love Miss Jen, who directs the children's programs. I cried the first time she went to her classes, waving bye to me with a smile on her face. Keziah also started classes and eventually started K-4 at the Y. They gave her a safe and encouraging place to grow and learn. She has so many friends now and walks into social situations with confidence. She recently was asked to join the gymnastics pre-team, and because of people like all of you giving generously, I could say, yes, Keziah, you can be part of that team. The Y allowed me to have a moment to myself again, which was huge because I had neglected myself for so long. I love the group classes because they keep me focused and motivated. I've lost over 50 pounds and my PTSD and depression symptoms have greatly improved since working out at the Y consistently. But what has made the biggest impact on my life is the connections I've made with other moms at the Y. We sit and talk about life and marriage and kids and just be there to support each other. They've cried with me and celebrated with me. I've made some great friends that I otherwise would have never met. One of the families we connected with at the Y actually did a fundraiser so our family could spend a weekend in York County. The husband has even traveled with Rue back to Pittsburgh when he was diagnosed with lung rejection so I could stay home and take care of the girls. If it weren't for the community at the Y, we would have never met these people. Between the connections with other women that I've made, the support from the staff, and the physical strength that I've gained, I feel strong, capable, hopeful, even normal. And now, after taking 7 years leave to care for my family, I've started my own counseling practice. My goal is to encourage others to share their trials, offer hope, and help them live their best life, just like the Y does for us.
I am now 5 years post-transplant. For the first time in over 8 years, I finally feel great. I work full-time, and against all odds, I started working out, and I recently completed my second Fight for Air climb, where I climbed 1,034 steps. That's 95 flights of stairs to the top of the U.S. Bank building. You should join me next year. I also ran my first 5K last year and plan to do 2 more this year. I am so thankful that I get to enjoy this life with Erica and our girls. I wish that I could say our struggles are over. I wish that I could say that we will live happily ever after. But the truth is, the average life expectancy post-heart lung transplant is 5 years. The doctors project that I will need another transplant 4 to 7 years past my first. I'm currently taking 15 different medications and a total of 37 pills daily. One of those alone costs $2,500 a month, not covered by insurance. I'm still traveling to Pittsburgh twice a year for checkups. I have blood work and tests done here monthly. The cost of my medical expenses and trips to Pittsburgh to receive proper care will exceed over $10,000 a year, not including medications. Despite both of us working, this is an expense that we cannot cover on our own. This means that we are unable to give financially. Instead, we give hope by sharing our time and listening to broken people. We share our home with people who have no other place to go. We share our stories in hopes that brings awareness because the Y is more than a place to work out. The Y is a place where we go to have fun as a family, to connect with others, to feel a sense of normalcy. In our everyday life, there are medical bills, hospital visits, and many uncertainties. But at the Y, there are instructors who motivate, encourage us. It is where our kids made their first friends and took their first classes. It is where we've made lifelong friends who have become like family to us. It is where our kids can be part of a group and not be held back by finances. There are so many times in life that we have to tell our kids no because of medical bills. The Y is a place where we can say yes. We can go swimming, take a class, or watch a movie on family night. It is where we can give the girls opportunities and experiences that otherwise we would not be able to give them. The Y is our community. You may not be in our shoes. You may not have ever struggled to feed your family like we have. You may have not had known what it is to go a bit without reliable heat like we had a couple weeks ago. You may not have the stack of medical bills at home that we can't pay. You may One of our dreams is to finish our basement, not so that I can have the best man cave out there ever, but when my health does decline, when it fails, someone can step in and be there for Erica to care for our girls. Please do this. Put your hand on your chest with me. You feel your heartbeat? You feel your lungs expand in and out? Someday, mine will not. They will fail me. And when they do, I just want my family to be taken care of. That's all we want. That's all we want. To make sure our families are cared for. That's the gift the YMCA has given our family. And when we will forever be grateful to the people who have made that possible. When I told our daughters that we were able to come here to thank the people who allow them to be in gymnastics and swim with their friends, my 6-year-old said, please tell them I love them and they're special to me. Your generosity does not go unnoticed. There's no way I could take this second chance at life for granted. I ask that you never take your life for granted, and to give what you have generously so the Y can keep being a place of community for everyone, no matter their story. Thank you.